Most men are now men going their own way. Men walking away from relationships, from dating, from society, and instead saying, we're done with this. We're going to focus on ourselves and our own happiness. Today's video comes from the SCG show. His channel will be linked in the description so that you can go check him out and support him. Watch to the end of the video to fully understand the implications of all of these men now choosing to walk away from relationships, dating, and instead focus on themselves, what it means for society, for women, for all of us going forward. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
If a man wants to become a more powerful version of himself, with more strength and more confidence, he needs to choose to be alone. Because by surrounding himself with too many people and too many options of people and socializing, etc., whilst he may come across a socialite, he's not exactly stronger. This whole myth that the more popular a person is, the more sociable he is as well, the more stronger he is not true. It's the man who is willing to be on his own, away from society, away from the world entirely. That is where he truly develops some incredible courage, bravery, and strength. I've learnt this, and many other men have learnt this, particularly when they've been willing to walk away from relationships. Say you're a man right now in a toxic relationship or marriage. Your wife or girlfriend is a piece of work. Nothing you say or do makes things any better. You have argued to your heart's content. You have screamed and shouted. You've exhausted all your options. Nothing is working anymore. So, by being a man and a natural problem solver as well, you've decided to look at every and each possibility besides being alone. Usually, it starts with watching videos and content like this on YouTube, or even reading books or going to blogs or forums, Reddit, etc., trying to figure out how they can become better boyfriends and husbands. Where am I going wrong, they say? How can I do this? And then strangers on the internet are saying, have you tried this option? Have you tried speaking to her nicely? Have you tried buying gifts? Have you tried telling her how you feel and opening up and so on? Have you tried this in the bedroom, etc., etc.? Armed with new ideas and new approaches, he gets an influx of inner confidence and belief that finally this approach, this methodology, this philosophy is going to be the one that solves all his problems. And it may work for 24 hours, even a week, until the old habits rear their ugly head. The cheating, toxic, disrespectful, or unmatchable, undateable, unlovable, unmarried woman that you are with who is just not right for you and you're not right for them starts to treat this man disrespectfully again, or does something wrong, or causes drama, arguments, and the old habits happen once more. So, once again, he tries another approach. He may turn to religion. He may speak to a priest. He may speak to a pastor. He may do this. He may do that. He exhausts all of his options because he says, I will make this relationship work. I will make her love her. I will make everything be special and good between us. But the harsh, brutal reality, and this doesn't just apply to relationships, but people in general, is the following. You will never be good enough for the wrong person. So if your wife or girlfriend is wrong for you and you are wrong for them, no religion, no Reddit posts, no YouTube videos is ever going to change that. But what has this got to do with men becoming stronger? Well, if a man stays in a miserable, toxic, negative, abusive, cheating relationship, or even just one of those things, let alone all those things, how strong is he? He isn't. He becomes weaker over time, because once he gives up, and men do give up, and they accept their fate, where they say, my wife is a narcissist, my girlfriend is a cheater, my needs are never going to be met, or worst of all, I'm severely depressed and unhappy with this person, that is where his strength is no longer visible and the man has internally and emotionally died. He becomes a zombie, a shadow of his former self. He is not stronger, he's not better, he's not happier, he's weak, he's submissive, he's afraid to answer back, or if he does answer back and he does argue, that becomes the norm now. Their relationship is built on conflict, on clashing, on unmet needs, on poor communication, a poor sex life, and so much more. It becomes a complete mitigating disaster.
Guys, it's so interesting that he says it like this because it is so true. What ends up happening to a lot of men is that we end up losing ourselves. It's like, when you look at a dog, and I'm going to use this example. You can go to the pound and you look at these dogs, and some of these dogs come from homes where the person who owned them treated them very poorly, shouted at them, tied them to the fence, put their hands on them in the wrong type of way. And these are some really shaken dogs. And you can hear them, but sometimes they are shaken, they are afraid of people, and it's horrible. And it takes time to rebuild trust. And we go through that within life. We go through that with our mothers because we have a lot of our mothers. Mine was or are narcissist, and they control you and abuse you mentally, and they keep it going for so many years that eventually you lose your masculinity, you lose yourself. They'll even tell you you're not a man, and they don't care. They know exactly what they're doing. They're trying to weaken you and break you. And then after they break you, then they'll shame you for not being a man. They will tell you you're not a man, okay? And then shame you for not being a man. Because basically, you need to be a man when they say it's okay to be a man and do what they want you to do, which is to give to them whatever the hell it is they want, including just attention and entertainment. Because the saying girls just want to have fun is so true. They want to be constantly entertained. Women will topple nations. They have toppled nations throughout history just because they were bored. This is how things end up working out. This is the reality. I want you guys to think about something very carefully. Over the course of history, most people were enslaved. And who made up the vast majority of slaves throughout history? I'll let you think about it for a moment. Dun 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 dun. So, if you said women, the answer is wrong. The correct answer is men. Throughout history, men, significantly more than women, have made up the vast majority of all slaves throughout the history of mankind. The reason why is because of utility. While women have traditionally been provided for and protected, men have been taken into captivity and used for their physical utility. It is a horrible thing. And societies are always looking for ways to control men and to use us for our value and our resources. Notice in our society today, in the United States alone, women make 80% of all consumer purchases. It's a crazy number. But men pay 80% of all taxes. How is that even possible? It's because everything is being handed to women. Everything is being subsidized for women. Over the course of a man's life, he will leave a surplus on the economy. So when he passes away, he will have left a surplus on the economy, meaning the average man will put more money into the economy than he takes out of the economy over the course of his life, versus the average woman who will take more money out of the economy than she puts into the economy over the course of her life. Now, what happens if men begin walking away in unison, which is what we are seeing right now? If men basically just make just enough money to survive and thrive and no more, everything begins to crumble and everything eventually does crumble. The very notion that AI is going to give us this wonderful utopia is an absolute amount of nonsense. We can see quite clearly that the government cannot be trusted with money. The notion that Elon Musk has put out there is that everyone will eventually get what is called a universal high income. Universal high income, and work will be basically optional. All jobs will be done by AI. This is absolute a load of nonsense. It's a crock. It's a total crock. Total amount of crock. Okay. And it's intriguing because when the government has their hands in the cookie jar, you think that they're going to provide for you or incentivize you, or it's a load of crap. And the more money that you're receiving, the more money they're going to charge. Okay, the more money you're going to end up paying in rent. If everyone's getting a check for 10K a month, guess how much rent's going to be? The only thing that's going to happen is you're going to make the baby boomers even wealthier than they already are. The baby boomers are the wealthiest generation in in history, in the history of the world. It is insane. They are the wealthiest generation, the wealthiest group of people in the history of the world. And to make that matters even worse, almost half of every tax dollar is used to pay for the boomers. And as they're getting older, that number may only increase more and more. Right now, it's close to 50%. And we are heading towards a reality where it could be anywhere from 60 to 70 or 80% of every tax dollar will be used to subsidize the living of the baby boomers. That's how it's, and they'll call it kindness. And the very moment you talk about these things, they gaslight you and they'll say that they're entitled to it and they worked for it. This is this is how bad these, you have some people in this world, and this is how bad they can be. And they have no empathy for anyone else. This is the reason why, you guys, crypto is so important, because they stole our futures, but we will steal their pensions. Make no doubt about it. Make no doubt about it. Let me ask you something, guys. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming, will you be ready? Imagine waking up to the ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy, to teach you everything you need to know about crypto so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that can make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't about just financial freedom, it's about survival. When the system collapses and everything and everyone is for sale, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. And for a limited time, you can join the Academy for the cost of a cup of coffee. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional, it's critical. The link's in the description. Go check it out now.
Bar her cheating on him or divorcing him, he's not going anywhere. But instead, if the man realized and accepted his fate, that he chose poorly to begin with, or that he wasn't the right type of man in the beginning, or the fact that there's a lot of toxic people in general out there, especially in the dating marketplace, and that he has to get out and he has to walk away, or at least give a bit of space for a period of time, he will have an immense influx of strength and confidence return to him immediately. That is why becoming alone and walking away, isolating yourself, will actually be the problem solver you wanted all along. It's not religion. It's not Reddit. It's not YouTube videos. It's being alone. It's waking up and going to bed in your own space. It could be a hotel. It could be anywhere. It could be somebody's house, but you're there in the private quarters of their home or in an extended living area, whatever. You just got to be away, because by being around the wrong person, especially the wrong relationship, will make you weaker. The right relationship makes you healthier. The right marriage makes you better. Yes, there's conflict along the way. Yes, there's problems. Men and women clash all the time. But if you're becoming better and you're problem solving, and that person is inspiring you, even through conflict, to do so, that's the right relationship. But when you're never feeling good enough, when you're never heard, your needs are never met, and you are literally miserable and pissed off all the time, you are weaker. You just want to be heard. You just want to be respected. You want to be understood. You want that wife or girlfriend to get you. But that person's never going to get you. I remember being in a relationship with a narcissist, and right at the very last evening we were together, as I poured my heart and soul out to this person over a problem I was going through in my business, they couldn't have cared less. Why? Because they're a narcissist. There they were, blabbering on about themselves, completely disinterested, immature, frustrating, and annoying. And there I was, trying to be understood by one of the most toxic personality types out there. Friends can make you feel weaker as well. Friends who take advantage, friends who are selfish, friends who don't do anything for you and don't make an effort. Yes, you may have gone to school with them, college, may have worked with them, you may have had great memories in the past, but at this stage of your life, do these friends who flake on you, are disrespectful, are rude, can be abusive sometimes as well, these friends make you feel stronger and better about yourself, or do they make you feel insecure? Do they make you feel weaker? Do they make you feel really, really bad? It's the same with family as well. And the difference is with family is you've grown up with your family your entire life. They may have shaped your insecurities that you have right now, your perception on life, your perception on the world, your perception on you as a man. And do they make you feel better, stronger, healthier, happier? Absolutely not. Hence why you're watching this video. Curious to know why you become stronger. You become stronger when you're alone for a period of time or for the rest of your life. It's your choice. Because you don't need to answer to anyone. You don't need anyone else's help. You don't need people to accept you for who you are. You don't have to argue your point across to be understood, because no one understands you better than you. You don't need to feel attractive to people who don't find you attractive, and that's fine, because you are an attractive man. You don't need to feel smart. You don't need to fit in. You don't need to force a square peg into a round hole. You are who you are in your own environment, in your own lifestyle, in your own way. And that is the most powerful, most wonderful, strongest position you can be in. You don't answer to anyone. You don't have to answer to anyone. You don't have to argue with anyone. When I walked away from that toxic relationship, I didn't want to be happy. I wanted peace and quiet. And in a place of my own environment and in my own space and alone from the rest of the world for a long time after that breakup, I had everything I could ever ask for. My own company, peace and quiet, no narcissists, no drama, no toxicity, no negativity, just me, myself, and I. It is why you're watching this video. It is why I've made many videos on this subject. It's because I've become, not necessarily physically, but mentally and emotionally, the strongest version of myself I've ever been. And it all started from being alone. And again, if you don't wish to be alone for the rest of your life, by being alone for a period of time, you will learn more about yourself, life, and everything than you've ever thought was possible. There are so many myths, there are so many false narratives about being alone. But as a man, you become so strong, powerful, and confident as you realize, I know who I am, I know what I want, and I know where I'm going. And I'm going to go out there and get it in my own way, my own terms. And whoever you decide to let in to your space moving forward, male, female, friends, women, whatever, and even family, they better be worth it. Because then moving forward, you say to yourself, does this person improve my life and make me stronger and better, or do they not? Because if they don't, they run the risk of me walking away and being alone for so much longer.
One of the most difficult things for most women to hear today, for most women to accept, is that most women are no longer fit to be wives and mothers. They do not have the skill sets needed for these things. Even when I watch videos on YouTube of women, some of these women live on ranches and so forth, and they're talking about, I love my husband, and because my husband, does so much for me and so much for my family, I put up with, like, the handful of guy things that he does that I don't like. For example, leaving an item of clothing in the bathroom, or not washing a dish immediately. And it's like, these women are unbelievable. Basically, you have to give them the entire world and they may appreciate you. And most of these conservative women, they don't want any so-called broke boys. A lot of them don't even want a guy making $100,000 a year. They want a guy now making well over 100,000. They want the millionaires. They want the guys who are 666, they make it, they make above six figures. They're at least 6 feet tall and they have a six pack, but they try to pretend like they're good and they're good to be mothers. Guys, let me tell you something. If a woman complains saying that, it's a guy thing, like leaving, not washing a dish immediately, or leaving an item of clothing in the bathroom that she picks up, it's upsetting because overseas these are just normal things that come with being a wife and come with being a mother. And women enjoy doing these things. It gives them purpose. Okay? You're taking care of your husband. You're washing his dishes. You're picking up his laundry. That's what a wife does, and it does not annoy her. But many of these women are like, "Well, we do this because we are grateful for the things that our husbands do for us. So we will pick up their dirty laundry and we will wash their dishes." And it's like they treat everything like a chore. A woman overseas, and that's something about, let's say, the Filipinas, for example. They taking care of a man is just a normal thing for them. Cooking and cleaning for them is just a normal thing for them. It's a guys, it's the simps who are destroying society. I keep on telling you that. It's the simps. If a woman actually is designed to be a wife and a mother, taking care of her household, cleaning up after her family, preparing food, these aren't chores. It's not literally, "Oh, okay, well, this is what he does, so I cook because he does this." No, that's guys, most women who are feminine, who actually like the men that they're with, even if they have a job, they come home and prepare the meal because that is just the role that the wife has, that the mother has. Soraya, I often feature her videos, and I'm gonna have one of her videos for you guys in a little bit, and her channel will be linked in the description so that you can go check her out and support her. But she often talks about these things. For example, her husband, she's cooked for him almost every single day that they were together, except for like a few times, maybe when she was like sick or something. But that's just how it is. Even it, and that's what she's a Turkish woman who lives in Germany. Germany, I believe she was born in Germany too. I believe. Don't hold me on that one. I have to ask her. But it's just a complete different culture. The Filipinas, and I'm not saying Filipinos are virtuous, but it's just a normal part of their culture to keep the house clean around them, to clean up and to prepare and to prepare food that people will enjoy. It's not a matter of them even being head over heels for you or loving you, or it's just a part of who they are. It's how they were raised. They were raised to be wives and mothers. Women in Western society were not raised to be wives and mothers. And that's the reason why they find doing anything for a man to be a chore. You have to understand a lot of these women can't even do these things for themselves. So how can they really do these things for anyone else? And when they do these things, they find these things to be chores. It's not really genuine. There's a comment from this simp that I actually saw, and it was very, very telling. It was very, very telling when I saw this comment, because it kind of illustrates how these simps operate, which is why I tell you that simps are the enemy of humanity, and it's not women, it's the simps that are responsible for everything that's happened. While women have a role to play in it, it's the simp that made it possible. Okay? So if you look at this comment, I say, don't be like this guy. Invest in yourself and not others. Your humanity is not dependent on others. Your value and self worth are not dependent on others. What did this joker say? He says, avoiding, and this was on a video that I made where we discussed that a lot of men, 90% of men, are choosing to avoid relationships and dating. This joker says, the guy bro, avoiding women is avoiding the one thing that makes you human. So basically, if you avoid women as a man, you lose your humanity. They're the only thing that make you human. He continues by saying, might as well not breathe air or eat food. So basically, guys, this is why I told you about the simps. This is how a simp operates. Do you see this absolute garbage? Do you see this garbage that he's spouting? You might as well not live. If you do not have a woman, you might as well not eat and you might as well not breathe. So, in other words, you might as well not live. Your entire purpose is to be with a woman and to serve a woman. Do you see? So of course some people responded, "Don't be ridiculous." This one guy said, "Bro is a simp." And if we look at some of the comments, Beard says, he said the one thing that makes you human. Yeah, and he laughs about this. Absolutely, he said dead. crying. And then Rar says, when women come back, I would like to meet one. Okay. Billy says, this is the kind of guy who buys breakfast in the morning for his wife's boyfriend. Oh my gosh, so true. So true. G-Men says, bro needs a wake-up call. They will never change. I told you guys, these are agents of the state. They know exactly what they're doing. This is how they survive. Don't let them ever come back around us, okay? These are the same men who say that, they had no control over themselves, so they can't be held responsible for simping. These are bad people. Bad people. Mr. Johnny says, if you replace the word woman with God, this will actually make sense. Exactly, because they view women as gods. They put them on a pedestal alongside God or even above God. A simple always choose a woman over God. This is how, guys, they're dangerous. Okay? They're dangerous. Elsie says, what a joker. Soul says, breathe air. Yes, not being able to breathe is typically a problem. Ragnar says, that's silly. You can't live without food. You can definitely live alone. Guys, these are the men who have created all of our problems and made our lives a living hell. That's why I say it's so important to walk away, to learn how to take care of yourself and prioritize your well-being and not look to others to bring you happiness, to help you find joy in this world, because they will only bring you down. And the simp is only there to destroy you. They're only there to destroy humanity. The simp is a total sleazeball. They're very, very bad people. Very, very bad people. That is what a simp is. A simp is not a good person. A simp is a terrible person. They're very, very terrible people. And by the way, guys, I just want to remind you, let me ask you something. If everything fell apart tomorrow, if banks closed their doors, ATMs stopped working, and the economy collapsed, what would you do? How would you protect yourself, your family, and your future? That's not just a hypothetical. Look around. Our economy is crumbling, and those who aren't preparing now are going to be left with nothing. No money, no resources, no way to survive. But there's a way to protect yourself and even thrive when everything else is falling apart. In my latest investment guide over at Angry's Crypto Academy, I break down an incredible opportunity, a simple $10 move that could not only prepare you for what's coming, but could also set you up for true financial freedom. This isn't hype, it's about being ready when others are panicking. At the Crypto Academy, we teach you everything you need to know about crypto, how to buy, sell, and even trade crypto for a living. We alert you to new trends before they explode so you can profit before anyone else even knows what's happening. When the collapse comes, and it will, you'll be in a position not just to survive but to thrive. While others are struggling, you'll be the one prepared, buying when everyone else is selling. This isn't optional. This isn't optional knowledge, it's critical. For some, it will be the difference between life and death. And for a limited time, you can join the Academy for the cost of a cup of coffee. Click the link in the description to check out the investment guide and learn more. Don't wait. This knowledge could be the one thing standing between you and financial disaster. The window is closing and don't and and the window is closing and you don't want to be the one looking back wishing you'd acted. Protect yourself, protect your family, be ready. And those are very, very serious words, y'all. Those are very, very serious words. You need to wake up and realize that we're living in very troubling times right now. We're living in extremely troubling times. We're living in extremely desperate times. It's a frightening reality. It's a frightening you guys, society is hazardous for men. It is hazardous for men. Don't wait until it's too late to prioritize yourself. Don't wait until it's too late to get your life together. No one's going to do it for you. You should be focusing on your relationship with God, getting your money together, and that's it. So, guys, what women don't realize is that men have spent so much of their lives trying to serve women and give everything to women and make women happy. from our mothers to women that we meet throughout our entire lives, that we're done. We just want to be selfish now. We want to spoil ourselves. We want to prioritize ourselves. Guys, the for men, and it's very true. For a man, simplicity is luxury. You have a lot of guys right now who just basically they have money saved in the bank and they're living their best lives. I had one young man say that, "Hey, you know what, Angry? I'm doing so great right now. I'm really enjoying my life right now. You know, I don't make a lot of money. I only make about $22,000 a year. But despite all of that, I'm doing really, really well. I'm doing so good." And he's living his best life. I'll actually show it to you. Let's look at it together because it's quite interesting. And it's based, I say, be like this guy, right? Save, invest, buy crypto, work out, keep faith in God, right? And if we read his message, this is on the video I made. Men are quietly vanishing from society. He says his name is Xpurge. I'm still gaming with my TV from 2014 LMFAO. I spend about $160 a month on food, and if the Wi-Fi goes out completely, I'll use my 2001 Xbox. That I got a year and a half ago. I spend about $800 a month on video games. I work, eat, sleep, game, and work out. I'm investing in Bitcoin on Cash App. I have $4,000 in savings and I only make $22,000 a year. These people with bad spending habits are doomed when the banks shut down. And there were people already trying to criticize this guy. Guys, think about this carefully. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He's enjoying his life. It's not about sitting there and saying and trying to not spend any money. It's choosing how you selectively spend your money. He spends only $160 a month on food, which means he's basically cut back enough on food and so that he's able to put that money, additional money, into playing games. And I commend him 100%. There's a lot of these idiots who will say, "No, you should be saving every drop of it or investing." That's absolute garbage. That's absolute garbage. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay? You have to be focused on the things that matter, but at the same time, you also have to have balance in your life because you can't get it back. This is why it's best to be alone because there are immediately going to be people who go after him and start to try to speak poorly of him. Roar says spends $1,000 a month on food and video games, makes $22,000 a year before taxes. No rent, no car, no bills. Who here believes that horse crap? Well, you see, guys, look. I absolutely believe it because he very well may be living with his parents, so he's able to save money. Guys, this is not bad. This is not bad at all. He's probably living with his parents. Probably living with his parents. He's taking full advantage of it. He's spending money on video games. That's not compared to going out on dates, buying alcohol and liquor. Guys, he saves money. He invests in Bitcoin. He has $4,000 in savings. This is not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay. And he's living a decent life. He probably has no student loan debt either. Sounds like someone who probably never went to college. No student loan debt, no children, no wife, no personal debt, no credit card debt. You're able to put away a decent amount of your income every single month. Likely has health insurance. I mean, guys, he's doing good. The guy is doing good. Deconstruct says $800 a month on video games, though for real, that's insane. For some of you, it is. I don't think it is because he's been able to minimize his other expenses. And that's one of the reasons why it's best to be alone. It's no one's business judging this guy. He's living his best life. He's doing what's right for him. It's no one to tell. No one should be guys. There's so many guys who say that you shouldn't be playing video games at all. You should be doing things that are productive. These people are sick. I'm telling you, these people are absolutely sick. Okay? Absolutely sick. GM says, bro, use Coinbase at bare minimum. Listen to me. Cash App is one of the is actually a great way to invest. And in fact, if you want to learn how to use Cash App to purchase Bitcoin, we actually have a course over in the Angry Guy Academy, which teaches you how to purchase Cash App, how to purchase Bitcoin using Cash App. And not only that, it teaches you how you can basically use cash. Yes, cash itself to purchase Bitcoin. That you can actually load cash onto the app and then you can purchase Bitcoin. So we actually provide that for you guys over in the crypto acad over in the in Angry's Crypto Academy, so that you can go check that out if you want to learn how to do that. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. People need to wake up and realize this guy was like, Lord says the only way this guy's plan works if he's splitting the rent with roommates or living at home with mom, or worse, if he is on his own, he lives in subsidized housing and lives among people who might rob him if he doesn't possess street smarts. He says, been in all three of these situations between 2006 and 2010. My guy is gonna have to seriously bust his butt and make more money to get ahead of what's coming. Take it from a guy who made bottom of the bucket minimum wage when the '08 recession was happening. You're gonna need it more. I worked 3 jobs and had no days off for years because before anything changed for me. This crap ain't for the weak. This dude is absolutely right. But at the same time, I pointed out he's doing much better than most Americans right now. You're not wrong, but he's doing decent and building versus Americans currently completely being dragged down by debt and family expenses. We should praise people for what they are doing right and not demoralize them right away. You're either a Gen Xer or a millennial, and we can't give all that harsh truths too quickly. You have to ease them in. So this young man is doing great, absolutely great, and I'm proud of him that he's actually doing this, because there's so many people who are doing worse. So many people that are doing much worse. Guys, what do you think regarding all of this? Women are going to find themselves in extraordinary states of hardship going forward as more men choose to walk away from relationships, dating, and focus on themselves. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA and walking away. And cheers.